Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and I'm coming live. We're going to make a couple different super easy styles of bracelets. One of them, this style, we're going to use a bracelet blank, and we're going to use some totally dazzled bling. And then this style, we're going to use some velvet frayed edge ribbon and some vintage mother of pearl buttons. And both of them are going to be primarily done with this kind of glue, E6000. So it should be fun, it should be super easy. And I'm going to tell you everything as we go along. Okay, let's do this style first. Okay, so you're going to need your ribbon, whatever color you opt for. These came from Hobby Lobby. They have some beautiful colors. Look at the screen. And right now, if you're watching live, Hobby Lobby has their ribbon 40% off. Today is, well, it's September 2023. It's September 7th, 2023. So I'm going to do one with this light gray and one with this darker colored blue that's kind of a turquoise. It's a little bit darker than this one. Okay, and we're going to do, we're going to use the buttons. Oh, thank you so much for the stars. As you're hopping on, tell me hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle all that good stuff. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to use one of these little, these are called, I call them crimpers, but the smaller ones are called ribbon ends. Ribbon ends. You can find these kind of little doodads everywhere. And basically what they do is you squeeze them shut, and then they give you something to hook a fastener onto. Okay, so let's work with this light gray. First thing I did was I rolled over the end 3 times and glued it. And now I'm going to grab some of my jewelry pliers, and I'm just going to put this little, I'm using silver right now. Just put that on there, and then I'm just going to, oops, that shifted a little bit before I could. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to fix this one later because it went on crooked. But let me get my glue gun off the floor. Well, shoot. I jiggled. And I really just want to get it off so I can get a new one and start again. These little crimper things, I believe these ones came from Hobby Lobby. But all these craft stores have this kind of stuff. And you can order on Amazon too. What do you glue ribbons so it won't seep through? Oh, well, I'm using E6000 is what I'm using. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to get a hold of my little crimper and stick my ribbon in it. Hold very, very still. And you're just going to squeeze. And it has like little teeth. Okay, so this is what you get. Okay, how long should you make it? Well, you're going to have a couple of links in here that I'll show you in just a minute. So if you're making it for yourself, you know, make it so that it would be pretty tight, because you'll have the extra room of the crimp hook and then the hooks that you're gonna hold it closed with. I am probably gonna give this one away, so I have a skinny wrist. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the glue. We're gonna just roll this over twice. And then we'll put our little crimper over the top of that. We'll do a little gluing. And I'm going to show you, see, it's just rolled it, and that's going to disappear. I have oodles and oodles and oodles of this kind of stuff because, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so ago or so, I was really feeling motivated to make jewelry, to repurpose things to make jewelry. That's probably about the same time that I found out that I love buttons. Okay, here's the two ends of my bracelet. Let's do our little closure, and then we'll decorate it. Okay, so this was a great find. These are it's like a three hooks, so you can adjust the size, that I'll put on one end. And I need a little jump ring or two. Think about this. Okay, so with the jump rings, you're just going to kind of twist it open at the point where it meets. Can you see that? See, I just twisted it, and I'm going to put it right here through this little hole, and then I'm going to put on this, it's like a toggle clasp kind of thing, and I'm going to twist it back. I need my glasses because I cannot see a darn thing. You guys, these bracelets are so affordable, and you can decorate them with absolutely anything you want. See, that's one end. And this package here, Hiedi and Joe, 6 toggle clasps. I think this came from Joann's. It was super handy. Okay, and with this is the little piece that you're gonna fit in. I'm gonna do two jump rings. Put this one on the very end. This will make it easier to manipulate it to get it to go through the little hoop. And if you are a professional jewelry maker and you're realizing that I don't know the vocabulary, just play along with me. I'm that type of crafter that when I decide I want to do something, I just do it, whether I know what I'm doing or not, or if I know the vocabulary or not. I just kind of do it and make it work. Okay, so this is one end, and here's the other. And see, you would just poke this toggle through the clasp. Ooh, I just discovered something. This jump ring here is too big, so let me find a smaller one. For the opening. Use this one right here. So what is everyone up to today? Don't worry, we're gonna get to the fun part in just a second. The fun part is decorating. And this one we're gonna do with some vintage mother of pearl buttons that I've been collecting. Okay, let's see if this will work now that I put a smaller little, well, okay, I'm gonna say good, and I'll fix it off camera, but both of the jump rings that hold the toggle on need to be smaller, and I only changed one. Okay, I have lots of options in terms of what I could put on my, aren't these pretty? I love this. I think this is going to be the winner. So I would put that in the center, and then I would just start looking, and I spent some time digging through my buttons before I came live to see what I might want to have where. This is kind of what I'm thinking, and it'll be just really nice and neutral and great to wear with just about anything. This one I used white mother of pearl buttons, but the one I'm making right now I'm using the gray. Okay, so let me get a ruler just to make sure that I'm in the center-ish part. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, so I am just going to be using some E6000, and this will dry overnight and it'll be wearable and everything. Put it on the back of my button. If you just used hot glue, I think your button would pop right off. It's not strong enough to hold something like this, especially if it's gonna get flexed or bent or, you know, be moved around a lot. And I'm gonna put this so that my holes are like a diamond shape. Do the same thing with the next two. I mean, this is just so easy. If you have broken jewelry, earrings that don't have a mate, that kind of thing, those work great for this kind of a project too. And then of course the Totally Dazzled Bling is fabulous. Or any other kind of bling that you might have available to you. Okay, I know somebody's going to ask, where do you get vintage mother of pearl buttons? I honestly am just always on the lookout for it. I have found at several antique malls jars that had buttons in them. Like this was one. That I purchased, and then one of the antique fair things that is once a month in my area, there's a button lady who's there, and I buy buttons from her. And then I have a friend who, she is a button fanatic, and she has a zillion buttons, and she actually sells some of those. So if you just start checking around and check through, if you sew or have sewn, check through your sewing kit. Ask your mom or your grandma or your aunt or your sister if they happen to have a button box. A lot of ladies in the olden days would save their buttons when a garment was worn out. Look how pretty that is. So now that's gonna, oops, did I lose something? Yeah, I lost my toggle, which I'll fix off camera. Okay, let's do the next one. We're just gonna do 2 of these, and then we'll do the, then we'll make the, this one. Okay, so for this one I'm using this more dark turquoise color. Let me cut the end of this off straight. And I'm gonna use hot glue and roll it over to make like a little cuff that will be easy for my little crimper to grab onto. Ruined. I'm going to do another one of these. This particular package has several different sizes. And these have like a little etched design to them. Okay, I have found that when you're going to put this little crimper thing on, that it's easiest to just grab it with your jewelry pliers and hold it that way and stick it on, and then as soon as it's where you want it to be, squeeze in the middle, and that'll kind of hold it in place, and then you can move to the outside edges and squeeze that in place. So there we go. Okay, let's figure out basically how big. If you're making it for yourself and you have a small wrist, then make it smaller. If you're making it for somebody else and you know that they have a bigger wrist, make it bigger. You could use the E6000 for this part as well, but it's just as easy to use hot glue. Get on there. Okay, so my bracelet has that on both ends. And I'm going to use this little guy again, but this time I'm going to be smart and use smaller jump rings on the part that has the toggle. Tell me in the comments. Oh, thank you. Connie says she loves my top. This top I got at Loft spring. And I love the sleeves. Tell me in the comments if you have made jewelry. I cannot see without my glasses. Oh, Carla says it's cool temps where she is in St. Louis. You're lucky. It's not as hot as it has been here today, but our humidity is what is killer. I live in Georgia, in the northern suburbs of Atlanta, and whew, it's miserable. Okay, there's one end. And then I need a couple of these little itty bitty ones. What kind of jewelry have you made? Are you somebody who loves beads? Do you love making metal jewelry? Do you like this idea of using some velvet ribbon? Tell me what kind of jewelry you have made in the past. I'm going to switch to this smaller jewelry plier. And I need my little bar. Okay, so here's the bracelet. And this one is definitely bigger, but there's 3 choices for your toggle to go in. Okay, so I was thinking we would do the same kind of idea. Except in white, because that'll show up better on this teal color. And I could go big. I could use a big, big button. For the center, I like to do something that's going to be a real statement. Oh my gosh. This is too big. Let's see. I think this one's pretty. And we might layer it. Okay, so we'll say that one's going to be going in the center. And then on this kind of a project, in general, I do like it to be matchy-matchy, but that's personal preference of what you like. Let's see if I can find some buttons that are kind of similar. Okay, here are 2 of these. These are the kind that have the underneath thing, and I think those will be pretty on there. I want some smaller ones. Why didn't I pick these out in advance? I don't know. I thought I was doing so good just to get the gray ones picked out. That's pretty. I love this style right here, so if I can find another one that looks like this, that's what we're going to go with. And I have hundreds of those. They're just not where you want them to be when you want them. That one is the same, but it's not very shiny. Okay, I found one. Perfect. Okay, so let's just put these on, and then when the center one is dry, I may come back and I may add a second button over the top of the first one, like I did with this. See, that's 2 buttons. So we're just going to finish this one up. Won't take long at all. And then I'm going to show you the other style of bracelet. Just trying to give myself a little help to determine what is the center. Actually, now that I'm looking at these, I'm not loving those. We could do a variety. Oh, that doesn't look right. That's better. Okay, well this one I'm going to finish up off camera also, but let's put on the buttons that I have ready. And we'll hop over to the other style. Okay, so what is a button blank? A button blank is a bracelet, a bracelet blank, sorry. It's a bracelet that has like some little spots on it that you can glue whatever you want to it. This is what they look like before they're decorated. Something similar to this. Sometimes they have a round thing. I have not found, I bought this, I'm sure, like 3 or 4 years ago at Joann's or Michael's, and I looked today and I could not find anything in person similar. Okay, so this one will get jazzed up a little bit more, and I will get pictures and post those here in these comments after I put everything away. So they're called Bracelet Blanks, and we're going to fill these with some Totally Dazzled Bling. I pulled out a bunch of stuff. You do want smaller pieces, and I was kind of thinking that I want this small cameo to go in the center, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the center. This bracelet just takes absolutely no time at all to make, and they dry very quick. And this cameo has a lot of pearl kind of accents. So I'm going to use some of these smaller buttons that have pearl type doodads on them. Okay, I found some. These are the same, but they're beautiful. Okay. When I was approached by the owner of Totally Dazzled about making a little collection, I thought to myself initially, I really don't use a lot of bling because most bling is so blingy that it's not my style. But she showed me a bunch of options to make it. These kind of look like antique buttons, if you ask me. And they have a category of buttons that are called small embellishments or something like that. So that would work great too. And you can get them in silver, in gold. Some of them come in rose gold also. And then my favorite is antique bronze. That's what I use for everything. This looks pretty already. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. If you are out there, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. You should see my desk. It's a disaster. I don't know if that helps at all. Yesterday, when I was recording, I tipped my whole device over. So I just put these on every other blank on this bracelet. Isn't that so pretty and so easy? You could cover every single one of these blanks if you wanted, but I just opted not to. So here's the one that I just made, and here's the one that I made last weekend. I am going to get close-up pictures of everything, and I will put those pictures here in these comments, along with, if you guys want this information, just say supplies, and I'll give you, you know, these came from Hobby Lobby, but I'll try to figure out what the SKU numbers are, and I'll give you the brand name, and then I'll give you a link to Totally Dazzled, and give you some ideas for the buttons, and then remind you that it's E6000 glue that you're mostly using, that kind of thing. So just let me know. You still can't see though. I can't zoom, Vicki, I'm so sorry. I am a super novice and not great with technology. I'm a really good crafter, I think. I love crafting, but I don't have the technology or the equipment to do any of that. So I'm just doing the best I can. I'm hoping that you guys are learning something and giving me lots of grace in the technology department. So I'm going to look through the comments because I just noticed that somebody said that they had a good source for bracelet blanks. So I'll check that out and I'll share that with everyone if that's what it actually is. All right, you guys, well, have a blessed and wonderful rest of the day. I hope you were inspired and that you saw really how super easy these things are to create. And if you decide to do any of these projects, of course, I would love to see pictures. I don't know if you know that I have this group that I set up for all of us to be able to share even more crafting ideas. It's called Dreamy, and there's a space, DIY. Dreamy DIY. It's a Facebook group. It's free. There's like, I don't know, 35,000 or some crazy number of people who've joined it during the last 5 years, and there are tons of great ideas there. So if you haven't joined that group yet, you should. You're missing out. You do have to answer the 3 questions, or else my admin can't let you in. And the questions are, will you be nice? Of course you will. You're not going to say mean things or criticize other people. We're there to encourage and lift each other up. The second one is, do you agree that you're not going to use that forum to try to sell purses or makeup or anything like that? And then the third one is, oh, do you agree that you won't share other crafters' videos there? Like sweet Miss Barb from Shabby Tree, she does not need you to share her videos into this group of mine because I don't know how she did them, and then people ask me. So, and she has her own groups. So anyways, just don't share other crafters' videos But of course you can share photos. You can share photos of what you've made, whether it's your take on something I've done, or just your original idea, or your idea that you got from another crafter. It's like the more ideas, the better. So if you do this, I definitely want to see pictures. I'm curious to know how you would put it all together. Do a this or a this. If you liked these simple ideas, feel free to sprinkle. Let me know if you want my list. If you have a Hobby Lobby close by, you should go check out this ribbon. It's at my store. I went back today. I double checked. At my Hobby Lobby that I go to, it's with all the rest of the ribbon, and it was on the bottom level. It's Merchant 41, and it's called Velvet Trim with Fray Edge. And these were $3.99. Most of them were $3.99. A couple of them, for whatever reason, were $4.49. But today, September 7th, and yesterday, September 6th, they had their ribbon and trim 40% off. So these ended up being hardly anything, and you can make a bunch of different things. You can make some of these pretty necklaces like we did yesterday. Let me put one of these puppies on. It's not going to look good with my sleeves. Anyways, and if you missed this video and you would like to see it, just let me know and I'll get you a replay. Okie dokie. Well, you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. I will get pictures taken and get everything organized, get out the list and everything. Lynn says she has this ribbon in several colors. She bought them on sale. She's used them in her junk journals. That's something I have not really explored, is junk journals yet. So maybe at some future point I will look into that as a craft that we could do here. Anyways, isn't this pretty? All right, have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.